Welcome to another episode of Technically You, where complex networking ideas get simplified with a splash of personality. Today, we're diving into a fascinating topic that's essential in the world of modern networking: virtual routing and forwarding, or VRF.
That's right. And VRF might sound like another alphabet soup acronym, but it's actually a powerhouse for network segmentation. If you've ever wondered how organizations keep different networks completely isolated while using the same router, this episode is for you.
All right, so let's start at the top. What exactly is VRF?
VRF stands for Virtual Routing and Forwarding. It's a technology that allows a single router to maintain multiple separate routing tables. That means one router can operate like multiple routers, keeping traffic isolated for different customers or departments.
So basically, you've got a router with multiple personalities?
Exactly, and these are the good personalities. And the cool part, each personality has its own IP routes, interfaces, and forwarding rules. They don't mix unless you explicitly configure them to do so.
So, how does VRF technically work behind the scenes?
Great question. VRF creates multiple virtual instances of the routing table within a physical router. When a packet enters the router, it's tagged with a VRF label. That label tells the router which routing table to use for forwarding decisions.
And so it's like walking into a hotel. Your key card only opens the door to your room, not someone else's.
Not bad. I like that analogy. Same hardware, totally different paths. The router checks the VRF tag and routes the packet accordingly, keeping your data securely and separated.
Okay, but what's the real world impact? Why do businesses need VRF?
They need it because it enables secure multi-tenancy. Think internet service providers. One router can serve multiple clients with isolated networks, or a big enterprise with departments like HR, finance, and IT. They all get dedicated routing environments.
So it's boosting security and saving hardware costs at the same time?
Boom, you nailed it.
Thanks. Now let's rattle off the benefits.
Okay, here's the highlight reel. Network segmentation without extra hardware, enhanced security and isolation, better use of router resources, easier to manage overlapping IP addresses, and efficient multi-tenancy. Who could ask for more?
That overlapping IP part is golden. Two departments can use the same IP range without stepping on each other's toes or causing traffic flow issues or a network outage.
Absolutely. Now here's a techie question. How many VRFs can a router handle?
Oh, that depends on the router model and vendor. High-end routers from Cisco or Juniper can support hundreds, even thousands of VRFs. But resource limitations like memory and CPU come into play.
So while there's no strict limit, there's a practical one?
Exactly.
All right, let's talk configuration. What does it take to set up a VRF?
On most routers, you define the VRF, associate interfaces with it, and then set up routing protocols like OSPF or BGP within that VRF. It's almost like configuring a separate router inside your main one.
So every VRF can have its own instance of BGP?
Correct. Totally independent routing domains.
Okay, I've heard the term VRF Lite tossed around. What's that about?
VRF Lite is VRF without the MPLS backbone. It's for smaller networks that want traffic separation, but don't need all the complexity of MPLS. Think of it as VRF's little sibling.
So it's perfect for enterprises without a service provider level backbone?
Exactly. Still powerful, just less overhead.
Now let's clear up a common confusion. What's the difference between VRF and VLAN? This is a topic I want cleared up for our listeners.
Well, VLANs separate traffic at layer 2, like segmenting Ethernet traffic within a switch. VRFs work at layer 3, the routing layer. You can even use both together, VLANs to segment traffic locally and VRFs to route it securely.
Got it. VLANs are the rooms, and VRFs are the separate hallways leading to different parts of the building.
That's a solid analogy. So, you techies out there, make sure you get this one right.
Now, let's touch on what does the future look like for VRF?
Oh, it's only getting more important with network virtualization, SD-WAN, and cloud integration. VRF is foundational for network slicing, multi-tenancy, and secure overlay networks.
So it's not just relevant, it's essential.
Absolutely. Whether you're running a hybrid cloud or managing internal traffic, VRF helps keep networks clean, secure, and manageable.
And that wraps up our podcast into virtual routing and forwarding. Thanks for hanging with us, tech fans.
As always, stay curious, stay configured, and catch us next time on Technically You.